Hello, welcome back. This is Malt, and if you're like me, you're still absorbing everything you saw in the recent Coffee Stain video announcing 1.1 features. So on Friday, March 28th, 2025, we saw more details about what's going to be coming in 1.1, several new features announced, more features confirmed that we'd already seen in the teaser video, and a supposed release date for experimental 1.1 on April 1st. So yeah, is that going to happen? Maybe. Who knows? So I'm over here like a kid on Christmas morning waiting for this. So if it's a fake out, congratulations. Coffee Stain, you got me. You got me. Good job. So I'm hoping I'll see you Tuesday in a live stream going over experimental features and seeing just what details we don't yet know, if there are any new features that'll drop with 1.1 in the experimental branch, and how those things are working in 1.1. For this video, I want to go over all of the things that we already knew about 1.1 that we learned from the teaser video, but we just have more details now. Then I want to talk about new features that we just learned about, and then finally go over some things that I was hoping to see and didn't, or things that I just think really should get some attention. So we'll talk about the good stuff, the bad stuff, if any, and all the stuff that's causing me to vibrate myself into another reality from excitement. So we'll start with what we already knew from the teaser but got added details in the recent video. First up, architecture. The vents, cables, garage storage, and shelves. I think more variety is just more good. No complaints here about this. The shelves are really nice. You can already make something like it in game with a little bit of clipping, but this just looks more compact and probably easier to stack. It's a better solution and it looks good. I'm excited to see how this works. Hypertube Junctions. So we saw two different ones, the Y and, well, looks like a lowercase y. I'm going to call that one a T. So I guess my first question here is, why do you use the T when you have the Y? So a couple of guesses, maybe they're in different tiers. Maybe one's a later expansion on the first. Or maybe you want to keep a straight shot with an option to branch off. I think the T is probably going to slow you down a little bit when you switch. The Y, same thing. So if you have some place that you're going to and from a lot, you want a straight shot, but you want to branch off, the T might be useful for that. We also heard that you're going to use the E key to select the paths, which is different from trains, which is weird. I'm hoping this is just a mistake in the presentation. I'm hoping we get the same experience with trains and hypertubes for selecting branches. That makes the most sense. It's good UI design, and if nothing else, this game has been good at UI design. So I'm hoping it's just a mistake in the presentation, and if not, please fix this. This is not a good idea. Vertical splitters and mergers. So with a closer look, you can see there are two in-out ports, and not counting the two from the left. And I'm curious, can they be rotated, or are they bound to the orientation of the lift? I hope they can be rotated. If not, then you'll have to be really careful with how you build the lifts. I love that this is not a separate buildable. I wish that other things were done like this, like wall and ceiling holes, mount points. You know, switch to what I'm pointing at. If I can't place a wall mount on this thing, but I can place a ceiling mount, just switch to the ceiling mount. Why are these different items? There's an opportunity there, I think, to consolidate. I like having the multiple options for building these various different pieces. There was no confirmation if smart splitters and programmable splitters or the new priority merger will also fit on these. I assume they will. We'll see. We got a lot of news about photo mode. Looking forward to this as a content creator. A lot of other games have similar features that are really cool. A lot of people do interesting stuff with them. I think the Satisfactory photo mode is going to be really great. It looks like it might be outdoing a lot of other things I've seen before. So it looks really, really good. I'm excited to play with it, and hopefully that just improves the content that I'm able to deliver too. Throughput displays. I'm happy to see these. I'm not sure how much real utility they're going to have in game, but it'll be nice to display and show what's happening, especially if you're predicting certain outputs. I think as a content creator too, to kind of prove, yeah, this is what this is doing. If you're doing something technical, that'll be useful. But I do predict there's going to be a lot of questions. I think there's going to be a lot of confusions about how these work, people thinking there's bugs when there's not. Once these are in game, you can play with them a little bit, kind of get an idea of how they work and how much you can rely on those numbers. Personnel elevator. Okay, this is just cool. The only thing that I have a problem with going up and down in larger factories is just that with the flight, it's always slow. So an elevator, nice and compact, goes up and down. I'm hoping that they're fast enough to be useful. If not, I don't see myself building. More importantly, can I fit a bean in there? Looks like no. Will that stop me from trying? Also no. New build modes. So in the teaser, we saw these curved pipes and belts. It's good to have this confirmed as a build mode. I think most people were excited about that. Nothing really much more to say here. Happy to see it. Great. We'll move on to the new stuff. Now, some of these new features flew by pretty fast in the video. So we'll slow down and talk about each one of them. Starting with fans. Maybe. I'm not sure if fans were new. I didn't see them in the teaser. I went and looked back, and I still couldn't find them, so I'm assuming fans are new. I'm very interested in the sound design and what these are going to be like. I can see, if it's good, I could see them being placed alongside of hypertubes and getting some nice wom 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 as you're flying along. That could be pretty cool. Also, will they keep critters away? Can I put these at the entrance to my base and keep things out? Sign sampling. They didn't really give us a lot of detail on what this will look like. I'm imagining this is going to be just a quality of life feature that allows you to copy and paste the data from signs more quickly, and hopefully allow for more artistic builds and lighting. Signs today can get pretty tedious unless you're doing all of the same thing, so this is a need. Again, we'll see what this looks like when we actually get this in game. Train buffer stops. Honestly, this seems like a solution to a problem I don't have. They look cool, but I don't really see a lot of use for them in practical building. Most of my trains loop. They could be really nice to have a good aesthetic push-pull setup. I don't use push-pull very often, so that's not going to help me, but maybe people are excited about this, maybe not. Also, is this how train tracks work now? Will trains just fly off the ends of the rails? I mean, okay, maybe that's fun. I could throw them at people in multiplayer. Can we jump tracks? Maybe this will be fun. Drone pathing. Improved drone pathing. What does that mean? What is improved and why? What was the problem with drone pathing before? I don't know. Maybe this just means they're going to use less fuel between stops. I find it's hard for me to get excited about this since they just work fine. So all I want is to let me ride the things. Let me live out my Green Goblin fantasy, please. Priority merger. I really wish I was more excited about this one. I can see some uses, but I would have rather had a tunable splitter. That's just me. But I think understanding how this works, it looks like anything at the same priority level will be taken just like a standard merger, and if it's lower priority, then the merger won't take those items until there's nothing in the higher priority. I can see some uses for that. If you're recycling containers out of packagers, you don't want to build new containers if you have enough to supply you from the recycled containers, so you could use this to prioritize those in a merger and only build when you really do need new ones. This could be good for a small efficiency boost in packaging. Also, maybe we can use this to do more balanced output manifolds. We'll see. So this really is my kind of thing, so it's a little sad that I'm not more excited about it, but I'll probably do a video once the experimental branch drops and I can actually get in and play with it and see what it can do. Connecting blueprints. So those belts in the video are curving like splines. Maybe that's not what most people are excited about, but that makes me a little excited. The shapes that you see for those belts are not the shapes that you can make with belts today. So this could actually unlock some really fancy curves. Maybe you could write a signature and sign your building. Then again, maybe not. Maybe the behavior will be just like straight or curved or default belts. We'll see. Now the video specifically says belts. They didn't mention anything else, but it makes me wonder if pipes, train tracks, and hypertubes also are getting this treatment. Oh, and power connectors. Can we do power connectors maybe? So I've already seen people on Reddit assuming that train tracks are going to work this way in blueprints. But if that has been confirmed, I've missed it. If you know that it's been confirmed somewhere, please share a link. I couldn't find it anywhere. Right now, all I can say is that it's confirmed for belts in connecting blueprints. And even if the others are not in 1.1, I'm pretty sure they will be eventually. Why not add them? If you can do belts, you can probably do everything else. Might just be a matter of getting the work done, coding it, and making it work right. Vertical nudge. This one I think is super exciting. If nothing else, this is going to speed up curved foundation building. And I can't think of a single downside to it. It's literally the first thing that I tried with Nudge. And I just started playing with a friend who bought the game a week ago. That was the first thing he asked about Nudge. So vertical nudge is going to be really great. Long time coming. Glad to see it. Can't wait to play with this and see what I can do. I already have some ideas for clipping things into floors. That's all the new features that I saw. So I want to move on to things that I didn't see, but had really hoped or wanted to see. There was no mention of train track improvements. Although that has been mentioned in other livecasts, I was hoping to see an actual demo of what laying tracks with the new build modes are like, and also hoping that they are actually build modes. I sometimes like the way that the splines work with train tracks. They look good, they look smooth, and it looks natural to me, so I would like to keep that. If they only work like belts and they only have the belt build modes, I am actually going to be disappointed in this. It'll be a lot easier to build a lot more things, but let's hope they keep spline in, and I wouldn't even mind spline for belts. Am I alone in this? Curved foundations. Literally everyone wants this, I think. And it's been something that people have asked about and they have intentionally not said. So here's my theory on this. I believe the devs are working on it. There might be a chance that we see it in 1.1, but there are probably technical issues that are keeping it from really working the way that they want it to. And so, knowing that we're excited about curved foundations, the devs don't want to tell us no, but they also don't want to tell us yes and disappoint us in the end. So this is their way of just hedging their bets, hoping that they'll be able to excite us with a new feature that everyone wants, but not promising it so that everyone gets mad at them. Makes sense. I understand. Let's keep my fingers crossed and hope that at some point in 1.1, we'll get curved foundations. Another thing I wanted to hear about was how they plan to actually run these experimental builds. Is it going to work like early access or like Minecraft snapshots where you get something every week? We'll see if, this is not just a big prank. Something I've really wanted to see, and though I haven't heard any rumors about, so this is just me wanting things, is more character customization. That suit is just not flattering on me, so please give me something better. Seriously though, there's not really a lot of customization right now, and I don't bother with it. Everything looks the same to me. I want a cracked visor, ripped suspenders, some Mad Max looking shit. There's a lot of room to grow as long as it's not microtransactions. There you go. Obviously, I'm excited for 1.1, and I think it's going to add a lot of good things, quality of life and new building tricks. Hopefully we see it on Tuesday. If not, wah wah. So I didn't touch on everything that I saw in the video, but I did hit on things that I think most people get the most use out of. If I missed anything, please shame me in the comments. If there's something you were hoping to see in 1.1 but didn't, let me know. I'll be sharing a wish list of features that I have soon beyond just what I was hoping to see soon in 1.1. And hopefully we'll have a live stream on Tuesday showing off 1.1 experimental content. Details to come. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a like. And if you like this kind of content, let me know. If you subscribe, that'll make me just as excited as I am for 1.1. And as always, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.